Are you a feminist?
Um, yes and no. I'm a girly girl, but I'm not at the same time. There's not a lot of things I like of girly stuff. Probably just the hair and the some clothes. I'm more of like on the guy side. I like the monster trucks, motorcycles,
Well, by feminist, I
clothes.
mean,
I'm just
remember
letting you
the
know.
definition that I gave? So
Yeah.
it's, for women's rights, women's empowerment. You think that men and women
It's
should be equal in society and stuff like that.
I can't speak for all women. I can only speak for myself. I feel like we should all have equal rights, no matter where you're from, your gender. It really shouldn't matter because
Like
at the end of the day,
equal opportunity and
yeah,
equal outcome.
yeah, because at the end of the day, we're all human beings and we're all here on earth trying to do what we got to do to survive.
Okay.
So I personally feel as though like there should be no favoritism. There should no be I get this more, you get this less. We should
Do you think
get it
it's like that
equally.
now? Like things
It's
aren't
really
equal?
not. It's really not like this now.
Okay.
During the years, it just keeps getting worse and worse, and I don't think it's getting better anytime soon. Personally, I feel as though like if we want to make this world better, and everyone wants their equal rights, then we got to do what we got to do to get what we want. Because they're not just going to give it to us like that. We have to work hard for it.
Okay. So equal rights. So I mean, it's fairly equal if you ask me. But go ahead and if women need equal rights, name one right or privilege that men have that women don't have.
Jobs.
Jobs.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you mean by that?
There's some jobs that men do that apparently women aren't allowed to do.
Like what?
One, because I work at the club.
Yeah.
So, and a lot of businessmen come in. For one, I'll say construction. I will say there's some construction women, but there's mainly men. Some women like to get their hand dirty, and it's good ass money.
Okay.
Excuse
So
my
is it a
language.
right, like, meaning that someone is restricting the woman from working in construction, or women are just choosing not to go into that field? What do you think?
It's the first one.
The first one.
They're restriction.
Restricting women.
And
You know
another
that
thing,
that
I
part is
disagree.
I
illegal,
was gonna
right?
say, can I ask a question on that?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Because I'm just curious if there are construction women, how are they being restricted from doing the job?
because
I disagree with you.
Most companies, some companies, not just some. There's like some that allow it and some that don't. Construction
Sis.
men come in the morning every day. I talk to them about it.
Sis,
Yeah,
you can
go.
literally go to trade school for construction, whether you're a man or a woman. There's literally money into that. They're looking for more women too. But men just go into the field more because women, not gonna lie, they stereotype construction. They do.
Like I said,
You
there's
stereotype. What do you mean?
Like, a woman shouldn't do that. Like, men and
Oh,
women
you mean
shouldn't.
like there's influence around it
Yes,
where
yes,
they
there's a
try
lot
to
of
influence
influence.
women not to go
Yes,
into those fields?
That's what I'm saying.
I would say it's actually the opposite. Now it's like with, feminism being in America and in the entire world, there's always some type of propaganda that's, pushing women to get into fields that men have. But I think that the truth is this, ladies, there's no right or privilege that men have that women don't have. Actually, it's the opposite. So women actually have more rights and more privileges than men have. One, selective service. You know what that is?
Teach me.
Raise your hand. Who doesn't know what selective service is? And it's okay if you don't know.
I don't know.
All right, so we got
This
one,
is-
two, three.
yeah.
We got four. Five. Okay, we got four.
So
So selective service is the military. So when me and him turned 18, in order for us to get a license to go into college, to vote, we need to check off to enter the draft. So meaning that if a war breaks out and we need to draft, just our citizens, then we have to sign that. That's selective service. Women, you don't have to sign up for selective service, but you can still vote. You can still get an ID. You can still go to college. You can still do all of that stuff.
I disagree with you about the military part. I feel like
No, there's no disagreement. It's a fact.
no, like ladies, when you turn 18, you don't have to sign up.
Yeah, you don't. It's mandatory for us. Like, if we don't sign up, we can't get an ID. If we don't sign up, we can't go to college. If we don't sign up, we can't vote.
Do you guys believe it's still happening today?
Yeah, it's just that's what it is.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
always
it
how it's been.
definitely is still happening. My friend, he has to do it.
Yeah, it's
In
like
other
the service.
countries, yeah, I have
Well,
seen
No,
it.
no, we're talking about in
We're talking
America.
in the
Yeah.
U.S., like men, as soon as we turn 18, we have to sign
So,
up. Women don't
meaning
have to.
that there's an obligation on men to fight wars. If in case something breaks out and we need more soldiers, where in a draft happens, they're going to go ahead and draft the military age males. But for women, you don't have to sign up, meaning that if you want to go, in order for you to be in the military, it's by choice. For us, it's force. And if not, then we're gonna have some restrictions. We're gonna have some rights taken away from us, like we can't vote and things like that. And also, let's say if there is a draft, let's say if war in Ukraine or war in Israel currently breaks out. Well, they're at war, but let's say if they need more soldiers or something like that, and Russia attacks us or China attacks us.
Yeah.
The thing is, say if we don't go to war, like they call our number and
I
we don't
understand
go,
what you're saying.
we either have to pay $100,000 or we go to jail. I think
never
it's for
knew
like
that.
2 years, something
I
like
never
that.
knew that.
I never knew that either.
I never
Yeah.
did. That was a fun fact. I
Yeah.
never knew that.
Yeah.
I never knew that.
Yeah, so that's the thing. Also, ladies, it takes two to make a baby, right? The man plants his seed in the woman. You can't get pregnant without a man. But all of the rights for, for every child that's born, women holds all of the rights, meaning that the choice is yours if you're going to keep the baby or abort the baby. Men, we have no say in the game. No say in the game whether we get to keep the baby. So that's another right that favors the woman that we don't have no rights at all.
I
That is
get
a
it,
fact.
but also the women have to carry the babies.
Yes,
Like, we're the
we
one
have
that have
to
to carry
carry
it.
the
We're the
babies.
one that have
to
to
suffer.
deal with everything.
Yes.
We have to take care of our bodies. Like we have to deal with that. Y'all don't.
And the man he's just there, just watching.
He's just there,
I can
yeah.
only speak on mother so much. I don't.
So
have
think
a
about
child,
this,
so-
right? You
wouldn't
just said that
necessarily
the woman has to carry the baby.
Yes.
The man does not have to carry the
No,
baby.
he
But guess
doesn't.
what? Say if you go ahead and carry that baby full term.
Provide, girl.
Look at this, right? Say if you go ahead and carry that baby full term, and you don't want it, you can go ahead and give that baby up for adoption. And meaning that you don't have to, they're not gonna come after you for money or anything like that. Let me finish. If the man chooses that when you have that baby, he wants nothing to do with that baby, you can still put him on child support. Meaning that he's always going to be obligated to pay for that baby no matter what, but not you. You can actually just give your baby up for adoption and leave. So you can, guess what? You can have a baby and not even have any responsibility to provide for that baby because you can just give it up. But the man, we have no choice whether to have the baby or not. But as long as you have the baby, no matter what, we got to take care of that baby.
That's not true.
That's not true. I
only
feel
if
like
you're
women
on the
get.
birth
I feel like
certificate.
women get child support too.
No,
No,
actually, that's a lie. You can take a paternity test and get somebody on child support, whether they're on the birth certificate or not.
Really, I didn't.
That
know
is true.
I thought
Yeah.
you had to sign the birth certificate.
No.
No, not at all. And then also, if you just go for child support, I mean, sometimes your name don't even got to be on a birth certificate. If this chick say that's the poppy, the court's gonna be like, you the poppy.
But what if the
You know what
guy
I'm saying?
puts the woman on child support, which is rare? Which is rare.
I mean, that happens. That happens.
But what if the woman is making a lot of money? What if she's the breadwinner? Well,
Yeah, I mean, there's scenarios like that where the man has the woman on child support. That's very rare. Usually, courts favor the woman. Are you a feminist?
No.
You're not a feminist. Why not?
I just don't think it makes sense.
Okay. And how would you say it doesn't make sense? I know these is maybe you never thought about these
Well-
questions, but you can explain the best you can.
Yeah, well, I just feel like it's like really like bias, and
Speaking to the mic.
it's really bias. Like I feel like it can be a lot of biased situations in real life. Like women pick and choose when they want to be feminists. A lot of time, like the feminists, you will see them picking and choosing.
When they want to be feminist,
they
like when
wanna
it
be-
benefits them.
Yeah,
Okay.
and
All
it
right.
gets really awkward, like with real situations that be going on.
All right. So here's a test to see if It's because these two said that you're not feminist. So here's the test to see if you're not feminist. Starting with you. Well, the question will apply to both of you. And anyone can answer it, but actually I'll have you answer it first.
Okay.
So, here's a good one. If you met a man and you're in a relationship, who has the final say?
Like in general, or
In
like,
general, with everything and anything, who has the final say in a relationship, you or your man?
I'm sorry.
No feminist.
Ladies, don't answer it.
Don't answer it. Let's
understand. I'm
Let
a
her
Virgo,
answer it.
so
Let
my
her
mind
answer
be
it.
going through all these scenarios.
ladies
like, how can you
don't.
put
Dan, be
one-
active. No, don't help her out. Hold up. Let her answer. Who has the final say? You or your man?
I think the woman, me.
Okay.
Me.
Well, ladies,
I
hold
kinda
on. Ladies,
disagree.
ladies,
Hold
hold
on.
I kinda
on.
disagree.
Hold on.
Woosah.
We want her to explain herself one mic at a time.
One, we talking about am I a feminist or not? So,
Real quick,
That
I
was the
said
question, right?
in a relationship, who has the final say? You said you think that women should have the final say, and I'm asking you, why should women have the final say?
right, but this is relating to the feminist topic, right?
No, this
No,
is to
no.
see
It's
if
just
you
in
are a
general.
feminist or if you're not a feminist.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
And you're asking me why do I think I should have the final say?
Yeah. Why should you have the final
feel
say?
like in a lot of situations,
Mm-hmm.
even in like movies and stuff, they always have this like, I guess you could say, they always put
The
women
man
on
is
the
the
pedestal.
bumbling idiot, and the guy. And
No. They like I would say like in marriages or like kings and queens or whatever.
okay.
They make it to where as though they make a lot of decisions are from the woman and they're just delivered by the man. Like, especially like, for example, men are always working. So when the woman is in the house, if she's a housewife, she's pretty much running the house. So when he comes home, things are just done,
Okay.
right? So
You think that the
When it
woman
comes
should
to-
have the final say?
yeah, like she runs a lot of stuff that has to be done if the man's not there.
Okay. Let me
I
ask
feel
you a
like-
question.
So she
Should the
knows the
person-
routine of what's going on.
This is a general question.
Right.
Should the person that has the most responsibility have the most authority?
I think all in all, yeah.
All in all, yeah. Now you would say, then who has the most responsibility in a relationship, the man or the woman?
And
And let's say this. In a relationship where, what would be your ideal relationship where the man is the protector and the provider and he's paying the bills, or is it 50-50? What's your ideal relationship?
well, my idea of relationship is not really either one.
Okay.
It's where every man is different too.
You know,
Some
it
men
really don't even matter which way it
Right.
is. So
It can
let's
really be
just
equal.
let's go ahead and ask that. So in a relationship between a man and a woman, who has the bulk of the responsibility? Generally,
I think the man.
the man.
Mm-hmm.
So shouldn't the man have the authority?
Well, yeah.
Okay, so that means that the man should have the final say.
But my thing is this though, not all the right. He should have the final say. Generally, yes.
But you want the final say.
no. It don't matter because you're talking about a relationship, right?
Yeah.
You just said
Right.
that. Though.
So it's just sometimes in a relationship, there is coming to an
There's
agreement.
nuance.
I feel like
there's
you're contradicting
nuance
yourself,
in
though.
it.
Type
Yeah,
shit.
No,
there's nuance
I'm
in
not
a
a
relationship.
feminist. Like it's just
I feel
Well-
like you're
well-
contradicting yourself, though. You're going back.
like
a little bit.
compromising is a part of
But you
relationship
said
though,
that the
whether you're
woman
a
should
male
have
or
the
female.
final say, and
Yeah.
then you just said the man should.
But
you're
all right, so
contradicting
for, like,
what
if
you
you
were
were to
gonna
have
say.
sex in the bed, right, and the man be like, "Oh, I want to do something right now," and obviously the woman gets the
But
final
that's
say.
sex.
Or
like,
No, we're not talking
that
about
wasn't the
sex.
we're not
question.
talking about
Yeah,
sex. We're
that's-
talking about
that's what I'm
relationship,
saying.
girl.
Like
Talking
you
about
disagree with you.
overall in a relationship, who has the final say? You said that. So I'll
Like-
package it up for you so it
Backtracking,
makes
we're
sense.
backtracking a bit.
Let me package it
You're
up and
backtracking.
to let you know where we came. Like
It's just
currently
weird.
we're here, but let me let you know how we got here. So I
Yes.
asked you, are you a feminist? You said No, I'm not a feminist. I said, okay, well, I'm going to ask you some questions to test and see if you're truly not a feminist. I said, who should have the final say in a relationship? You said that, well, I think the woman should have the final say. I should have the final say. Then I asked you, generally speaking, the person that has the bulk of the responsibility, should they have the bulk of the authority? You said, yes, the person that has the most responsibility should have authority. Then I asked you, well, who has the bulk of the responsibility in a relationship? You said, the man. So then I said, well, shouldn't he have the bulk of the authority? And you said, yeah. So this would be a contradiction to your first answer, meaning that if the man should have the bulk of the authority, then the man should have the final say.
Right, but then you also asked, well, before you switched it to a different question, you said, what's my ideal relationship, right? But I didn't really get into that.
Well, here's what I'm trying to tell you. It really doesn't matter what your ideal relationship
But
is,
like,
because
what happens when
men and
somebody's
women are
married, right? Someone's married, and then the man, he's been taking care of things for years, but hypothetically, like, he loses his job,
Who you get
and they're
sick?
married.
But like, why? What does that have to do with the
final
original
say.
question? That has
Yeah, but you're saying like you're bringing a scenario in there where it's like he loses his job.
You bring a scenario.
Look, his arms get chopped off.
The woman should have a say, but I disagree on that.
What happens if he lost his mouth and he can't speak? Should the woman have the final say? Like,
Oh my god!
Like, I disagree on that.
So look, listen. So in a relationship, in a marriage, a lot of decisions have to be made about the house, about bills, about finances. So when it comes to those type of decisions, in your opinion, who do you think should have the final say?
Oh, the man.
There we go.
I like the. The
she
scenario
just
is
switched it up, bro, because
Well, I'm gonna let her
she
speak because she.
yeah, like
I want to hear
No, a lot of
we
things
both
are
grew up
case by
in
case.
traditional families.
don't feel like you convinced her, nigga. She just.
No, I did. I just asked a question.
Like,
I'm
some
messing
men
with
want
you, I'm messing with
50-50
you. Yeah, yeah.
relationships.
I'm not
No,
about
so-
50-50 relationships
That's
right
been
there.
there.
And then there's some people
Okay, so,
who
all right.
the wife,
I disagree on that.
the man wants her to, like, every
I'll
man
grant
is
it.
different.
Let's
like,
grant it. Let's say if there's a relationship where it's 50-50, meaning that the woman, here, I'll explain to you, even in 50-50
Or if
relationships.
it's not 50-50, the man says, I want you to do X, Y, Z.
I got you.
Has
Just
to be
listen.
done.
I'll paint it out for you so you
Right.
can know. Even if it is a 50-50 relationship and the woman is paying 50% of the bills, the man is paying 50% of the bills, if an intruder breaks in, who should get the door?
The man.
The man.
man.
If someone slaps your butt, who should go after and chase that man?
The man.
The man. So the man, insurance. You know what insurance is? Insurance is if in case something happens.
Right.
And the man holds the insurance when it comes to protecting you. Like, we live in a first world country. America is pretty generally safe. You know, there's not creepers out, you know, all the time. It's not prevalent. Grape isn't prevalent. You know, people breaking into your home isn't prevalent, meaning that it's
America,
not
not
always
just
happening.
Philadelphia,
I'm not talking about
like,
Philadelphia and stuff like
America
that.
as a whole.
Generally speaking, as America as a whole. So, like, violent crimes isn't happening 80% of the time. No, that's not what's going on here in America. But so what I'm saying is, even in a 50-50 relationship, the man holds the responsibility of protecting you. So it's never really 50-50 because guess what? You can't even protect yourself. You actually need the man to protect you. And let's just say you She-Hulk, right? You would still want your man to protect you.
Oh, yeah.
Like you still want your man to step up to the plate and protect you if someone breaks into the home, an intruder, and he goes out there with his gun and shoots the guy. If someone slaps your butt or tries to steal your purse, you would want your man to go after and chase that guy. These are things that you expect, and these are things that generally don't happen, but you want a man that's prepared to take a bullet for you. You know what I'm
I
saying?
agree with that.
Yeah.
See, I agree with that.
So if you like that clip and you want to watch more, click right here. But if you want to watch the full episode, click right here.